Alright, so the first card, this is part 2 of the Egyptian Tarot cards for September 2019. And the first card I pulled was the Wheel. So the first card responds to humanity's character and basic personality, as well as general attitude to life for this month. And the Wheel, excuse me, represented by a wheel suspended on its axis between two columns. Humanibus, the genius of good, is on the right, trying hard to climb to the top of the wheel. Typhoon, the genius of evil, has fallen. The Sphinx, balancing the wheel, holds a sword between its lion's claws. The Sphinx does. It personifies destiny, ever ready to strike to right or left. As the wheel turns under its impulses, it lets the most humble climb up and overturns the arrogant. Remember, O son of earth, that to have power it is necessary to want. To want effectively it is necessary to dare. To dare successfully it is necessary to know how to keep quiet until the moment for action. In order to acquire the right to possess science and power, it is necessary to work patiently with untiring perseverance. In order to stay on the heights of life, if you succeed in reaching them, it is necessary to have learned how to probe in one glance and without vertigo the deepest depths. So the positives of this card: undeserved success, casual advantages, unexpected events, propitious occasions immediately seized, measurable time, month, year, natural cycles. The negatives of this card: sudden, unfavorable changes, instability, temporary benefits, end of a favorable cycle, inconsistency, reincarnation. The second card I pulled was I think it was the Empress, right? No, it was Justice, that's right. So the second card is Justice. Second card illustrates the problems currently affecting us. So, yeah, justice is affecting us for this month of September. Justice is portrayed by a woman seated on a throne, whose brow is encircled by a crown decorated with sword points. In her right hand she is holding a sword turned upwards. In her left some scales. She is Themis, the ancient symbol of justice who weighs action and, as a counterweight, opposes the sword of expiation to evil. Sorry, not expiration. Expiation to evil. Justice that emanates from God is the balanced reaction that rebuilds order. That is the equilibrium between right and duty. The sword here is a sign of protection for the good and the threat for the evil. The eyes of justice are bandaged to point out how she weighs and strikes without taking the conventional differences that men establish among themselves into consideration. Remember, O son of earth, that to reproduce victory and dominate obstacles already overcome is just a part of man's task. To achieve it completely, it is necessary to establish equilibrium between the forces that are brought into play. Every action produces a reaction, and will power must foresee the clash between opposing forces in order to temper every future act is balanced between good and evil. Every intelligence that does not know how to balance itself resembles an aborted sun. Positive law, equilibrium, equity, justice, harmony, fatality, subjection to consequential logic, respect for natural hierarchy and order, rule of life. Negatives, prejudices, factions, incorrectness, abuse of power, fraud, injustice, false accusations, loss of a process, problems of all sorts deriving from one's own behavior, arrests. We may see arrests this month. And the third card was the Two of Pentacles. The third card represents family environment. Two of Pentacles, Thoth's power. The god Thoth, doctor and magician, holds the eye of Horus, lost during his struggle with Seth. The reconquest of light over the shadow begins in this way. Positive difficulties on the way to being solved. Recovery process, return to order. Negative, injustice, bad news, economic fluctuations, instability. Stock market issues, who knows? But that's family environment. Yeah, we'll see. The fourth card was the Seven of Wands. See a bird. Fourth card indicates relationships with children, education, and preferred pastimes and pleasures. Seven of Wands, the amulet linked to the power of the Mother God, symbol of the return of all living beings to nature. Positive discussions, negotiations, plans of alliance, enemies to affront, lively exchange of ideas. Negative, violent clash of opinions, risk of financial losses, weakness. That's what, recession, possibly. That's what I'm getting at from these two cards. Affecting everyone. Children, people from the past. But on the positive note, discussions, negotiations, plans. Let's see. The fifth card was the Five of Pentacles. The fifth card talks of travels, plans, and correspondence. Five of Pentacles, the ray of the south. Two cobras coming directly out of the sun represent Ra's destructive power and flame fluid that destroys life. Positive, realizable desires, obstacles, useless expenditure, economic worries, material problems. Negative, disorder, waste, discord, unexpected taxes, fines, or contributions. Travel, plans, and correspondence do not look good this month. They look like they're going to cost more than they're worth. And cause disorder, waste, discord, and unexpected finances problems. The sixth card picked was the Lover's card. Sixth card indicates about study companions, work colleagues, business partners. Okay. The Lover's card is represented by a man standing immobile on the corner formed by the junction of two roads. His eyes are fixed on the ground and his arms crossed over his chest. Two women, one on his right and the other on his left, place one on their hands on his shoulders, showing him the two roads. The woman on the right has her brow bound with a golden circle and personifies virtue. The one on the left is crowned with vine shoots and represents the tempter, vice. Above this group, the genius of justice, gliding in a dazzling halo, tightens his bow and directs the arrow of chastisement towards vice. The whole of the scene expresses the struggle between passions and conscience. Remember, O son of earth, that for common men, the attractions of vice are more prestigious than the austere beauty of virtue. If the arcana, the Lover's card, appears in the horoscope, take care in selecting your solutions. Obstacles in front of you block the road you are looking for. Opposing probabilities glide around your head, and your will vacillates between opposing parties. In all cases, indecision is more disastrous than a bad choice. Go forward or retreat. But remember that a chain of flowers is more difficult to break than a chain of iron. Positives of this card: trial, examine, attempt, important choice in the effective, professional, or commercial field. In others, the decision is necessary. Marriage, pledge, pact. Negative: falsity, temptation, guilty love, failure in a trial, unfaithfulness, separation, love not exchanged, missed promises, indecision. And that has to do with study companions, work colleagues, and business partners. So keep it professional, people. Don't be sleeping around. Okay? The seventh card was the Stars. And the seventh card represents profits, wealth, estate, and property. The Stars is depicted as a flaming star with 8 rays surrounded by another 7 stars, gliding over a naked young woman who pours the fluids of universal life, contained in 2 chalices, one gold and the other silver, onto the arid earth. Beside her, a beautiful butterfly flutters on a rose. This young woman is a symbol of hope that drops its dew on our saddest days. She is naked to signify that even when we have been denuded of everything, hope still remains. Above her, the flaming star symbolizes the apocalypse of destiny, enclosed by 7 seals that are the 7 planets. The butterfly is a symbol of resurrection beyond the grave. Remember, O son of earth, that hope is the sister of faith. Strip yourself of passions and errors in order to study the mysteries of the true science, and their key will be given to you. Then a ray of divine light will shoot from the occult sanctuary to dissipate the shadows of your future and show you the path to happiness. Whatever happens in your life, never destroy the flowers of hope, and you will gather the fruits of faith. So, earlier we talked about family, children, the 2 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands, recession potentially. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be a dip. It's not gonna be a continuous downfall. So I think with all the China's going to realize that they're on the losing side. That's what I'm thinking. And even if they don't realize it right now, like they have no other choice, but to play ball temporarily in hopes that they'll gain the upper hand again like they have before and taking advantage of the rest of the world. But it's they're holding their people hostage pretty much. They're saying, giving them false promises of, well, they're not really false promises, but they're deceitful promises, let's say that. The 8th card was the King of Swords. The 8th card represents love, sexuality, marriage, and sentimental relationships. The King of Swords is the Lord of War. The sovereign raises his power on high, the symbol of military power. Positives: magistrate, politician who imposes his authority, legal actions, ideological battle. Negative: difficulty with an overbearing man, security to pay, loss of a case. And this has to do with love, sexuality, marriage, and sentimental relationships. It doesn't look good for this month in love. It looks very walking on ice. Careful out there, people. You might do best in spending most of your time. This is what I'm thinking. Spend most of your time in the projects away from love. Things that don't have to do with love. Put love on the side as far as relationships. Like, you always want to have love as an essence for humanity. But it's not the focus, okay, for September. It's Virgo season. But from the stars this year and this month, rude awakening. Careful. Pay attention to yourself as far as what you're doing wrong, or how you think about yourself, or how you think about others. But it's not the time to be trying to fall in love with people. Like, commitment to relationships other than the ones you already have established. But anything that has to do with sexuality, marriage, or sentimental relationships, if you are in one of those, and you are, just be on your best behavior. Like I'm trying to do. The 9th card was the High Priestess, which is, I think, a good card for the situation, the 9th card. Let's see. So the 9th card talks about health, illness, and psychophysical energy. So, High Priestess, represented by a woman, seated on the threshold of the temple of Isis between two columns. The column to her right is red. This color signifies a pure spirit and luminous ascension above matter. The column to her left is black and stands for the night of chaos and imprisonment of an impure spirit and the bonds of matter. The woman is crowned with a tiara surmounted by a crescent moon, and a transparent veil falls over her face. A solar cross hangs from her neck, and an open book, half covered by her cloak, lies on her knees. This symbolic and symbol personifies occult science waiting for the initiate on the threshold of the sanctuary of Isis in order to tell him the secrets of the universal nature. The solar cross, similar to the Indian lingam, signifies fecundity, fecundity. I think that's fecundity of matter by the spirit. It also expresses as the seal of the infinite, the science that comes from God and that has no borders like its source. The veil around the tiara and veiling over her face announces that truth avoids the gaze of profane curiosity. The half-hidden book under the cloak signifies the mysteries that are revealed only in solitude to the sage, absorbed in silent contemplation in the full quiet silence of himself. Remember, O son of earth, that the spirit lights up seeking God with the eyes of will. God has said, "Let there be light," and light flooded space. Man must say, "Let will show itself and let good come to me." If man possesses a healthy will, he will see truth shine again, and led by it will reach the good as the good he aspires to. If the arcana appears in your horoscope, knock resolutely at the door of the future, and it will be open. But reflect long over the way you are about to walk. Turn your face towards the sun of justice, and the science of truth will be given to you. Keep quiet about your plans, so as not to free them for contradiction by men. Positive study, severity and judgment, wisdom, intuition, the woman, the mother, air, the secrets of knowledge, occult science, platonic love, tendency to avoid ties. Negative, presumption, ignorance, egoism, evil intentions, immorality, nastiness, hate. Okay. So, if you want to stay healthy, because that's what this is about, health, illness, and psychophysical energy. Raise your vibration frequency and learn and just be the hermit and gather knowledge. Read books, watch videos, YouTube videos, podcasts. Learn. Try to see others' opinions and don't be so judgmental. The 10th card was the Queen of Chalices. 10 indicates material and spiritual ambitions. Queen of Chalices, the Lady of Life, a princess with Isis crown on her forehead, offers the cup of libation with her left hand, while with her right she holds the amulet of life. Positive discards sincere friend, wife, or faithful fiance, foresight, sensitivity, wisdom. Negative, woman of equivocal character, vice, dishonor. Material and spiritual ambitions. So, sincere friend, wife, or faithful fiance, foresight, sensitivity, wisdom is the keys for this month. And stay away from equivocal characters, vice, dishonor. Dishonor will be brought if you're not careful, if you dive into the negative side, the dark. The 11th card was the Eight of Swords. 11th represents relationships with institutions, with law and religion. Eight of Swords, Sobek's teeth, a crocodile surrounded by blades, the teeth with which the god Sobek devours souls that do not manage to justify their own actions, and that will become filth in his stomach. Positive, bad news, inner crisis, censor, impediments, health and danger, inconvenience. Negative, fatality, betrayal, accident, difficulty. And that has to do with a relationship with institutions, the law, and religion. Sounds like what's going on in the media or with the government. The 12th card was the Knight of Pentacles. Represents friends, acquaintances, occasional contacts with people. Knight of Pentacles, the messengers of riches. A man on a white horse arrives at a gallop under the disk of the sun. Positive businessman, financial consultant, or other useful, obliging person. Negative, slovenliness, inertia, laziness, stagnant situation. So, if you have friends or acquaintances that are lazy, or inertia, stagnant situation, or occasional contacts, it's not the month. If you stay away from them for a month, they'll come around. Alright, so then we have the three cards. Card A, B, and C. Card A was the King of Wands. And indicates elements that are favorable to us, to humanity. The Lord of Fertility. The Prince raises the wand of earthly power. Positive, good relationship with an authoritative but cordial, mature man, father of the family, or company manager. Negative, advice that needs to be followed. Austerity, awe for a stronger power. So, that's the element for the month of humanity. Card B was the Knight of Chalices. And this represents contrary elements. The Knight of Chalices, Nephthys Envoy. Noble knight carries a large fan of feathers, symbol of well-being. Positive, intimate friend, lover, acquaintance who brings gifts or advantageous proposals. Negative, seduction, artifice, irregularity, deception that tricks one due to excessive trust. So, you need to be standoffish. Good things will come to you. If you don't, it's going to be a massive migraine headache, and you're not going to like it. You're going to be bad. Alright, and card C was the Knave of Pentacles. And it represents the final synthesis of the horoscope. The Knave of Pentacles, the scribe of commerce. A man is writing on a tablet. Raw sun shines above him, symbol of prosperity. Positive young man with brilliant new ideas. Study, reflection, news brought by a young boy. Negative, gaming, lechery, dissipation, bad friends. There you go for the month of September, humanity.